It's no secret that Abe has regularly tested the patience of his sumo bosses. He talked too much in post-match interviews and joked when dignity was demanded. He tied Wakamoto Haru up in duct tape and put the video online. When walking out of the social media seminar his bosses organized in response to that, he said, "Boring, I slept right through it." It worked well with his friends and went down terribly in high places. And when his latest transgression was revealed, sumo's top brass could scarce conceal their rage. Many fans may feel that retirement is excessive, but they are hardly surprised that things have reached this stage. So how did we actually get here? In the early afternoon of Saturday, July 25th, day 7 of the tournament, Coach Shikoroyama received reports that Abe had gone out for a meal with some of his patrons. Current virus prevention measures in sumo state that is not allowed. Shikoroyama recognized that, confirmed the fact with his star pupil, then suspended him on the spot. As fate would have it, Shikoroyama was NHK's guest commentator that day, and could thus explain his decision live on air. "Abe's done something thoughtless at a serious time," he said. "We're not taking any chances, so we've pulled him out. It's his responsibility if he catches the virus. Given how hard we've all worked to allow the fans back in, he's done the worst possible thing." It was later revealed that an injured lower division wrestler from another stable had accompanied Abe to the event, raising questions about how widespread the rule-breaking might be. His name was not revealed, but social media speculation was rife. We know that he has fought at salaried level. The following day, despite running a fever, Abe thankfully tested negative for the coronavirus, as did the unnamed third division wrestler. However, the news was tempered by the revelation that the meal they had took place at a hostess bar, the very place the media accuses of helping spread the virus. That led to a series of denunciations from sumo press chief Shibata Yama, whose tone was more insulting than I can ever remember. "He's messed up so many times," he said. "That stupid comment after our seminar and all that. I mean, I just want him to think about the serious situation we're all in right now. Think! We're all gritting our teeth trying to get through this. He's not a child. He should be twigging this by now. We all start by defending our own castle, don't we?" On the Monday, it got worse. Abe was forced to admit he'd been to a hostess bar not once, but at least twice in recent weeks. Irate sumo chiefs made extra copies of their virus prevention guidelines and sent them to every single association member with the chairman's seal, accompanied by a note demanding that every one of the 30 pages be read from top to bottom. Shibata Yama then continued his attack on Abe, comparing him to 1980s bad boy Futa Haguro, which is the ultimate sumo insult. If Haguro's thinking was new generation, Abe's must be super new generation. If he thinks just because he's tested negative everything's alright, he's got another thing coming, Shibata Yama said. That suggested punishment awaited, and possibly a request to consider his position. Exactly 1 week later then, yesterday, Abe submitted his retirement papers. But if they are accepted, would that be a fair outcome? What I've always asked you to do on this channel, every time a scandal arises, is to ask yourselves, can he be the only one to have done this? Naturally, I ask you to do the same here. Is it likely that in a 1,000-strong organization inculcated with rigid values, no other wrestlers would react to the stress of lockdown in the same way as Abe and his mate? Is it not convenient to pin the blame for virus prevention failures on someone already known to be a rule breaker? We know traditional Japan, with sumo at its core, revolves around selective release of information. That's how the power structures are determined and maintained. So far, the only instance of virus prevention rule breaking made public, other than Abe's, was that of coach Tago no Ura, who went to a local bar and had a picture of his drunken, slumped frame taken by a friend then stupidly posted on Twitter. But Tagono Ura too has caused his bosses headaches with his recent divorce, which ended up plastered over the weekly magazines. Again, blame the guy whose reputation is already under fire. And I think, sadly, that's Japan all over, mercilessly punching the individual as an excuse to cover for the flaws of the organization behind them. Yes, Abe's been caught and must duly await punishment. But in July 2020, who took the greater virus risk? Abe, by hanging out with 6 or 7 friends and a couple of hostesses? Or the sumo chiefs who announced, at a moment's notice, that up to 37,500 untested fans could enter the sumo arena during the tournament? The reason I didn't support this event was because it could easily have been held without fans at no financial loss to sumo. The structure is definitely there. Fans were donating money, me included. I know there are cultural issues about making such requests, but if they had launched a campaign, donate the money you'd normally spend on tickets, even discreetly through their stable network so the media doesn't have to report it, they would have got the required money. Why take the risk is sadly not only a question that Abe needs to answer.